Good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday, the 24th of September, and I'm really pleased to be able to share with you the first video newsletter and update of the autumn term 2020. First thing I want to say to all of you guys is a huge, huge thank you. The start of term has just been wonderful. So good to have those kids back in. So good to have some proper teaching and learning happening again. And that's only been made possible because you've been so good with following the directions, maintaining that social distance, following the risk assessment. All those things have meant that our school is a happy, it's a safe, it's a vibrant place to be. I'm just delighted that we've been able to do that, to keep all the children and the staff safe and to get our learning happening all over again. So there are a few updates, as you'll be aware, from government. Lots of things have come out recently. I know lots of you have been asking us about, are we going to be wearing face masks now? Are children being required to wear face masks? At the moment, there's no reason for that to happen. The way that our system works here is it's good. We're outside, we keep 2 meters distance, that social distancing works. The only time we ask anybody to wear a mask when they come into school is if they're coming in to have a meeting with one of us. We wear a visor and we ask you to as well. But just to kind of clarify that part, I guess, we're not going to be asking you guys at the moment, unless any guidance from government changes, to wear masks, as long as we can keep that social distancing in place. Okay, it's the same for the children. Obviously, the bubble system is the way that we protect. Yeah, we feel that's working pretty well at the moment. There's a few other things that have shifted a little bit. We'll be reflecting those in the risk assessment, which will be updated and uploaded probably by the end of the week, maybe starting next week with a few minor tweaks, nothing huge. There's a couple of changes I'm going to talk to you about today, and then after that, there may be some other tweaks later, but that will be up on the website either tomorrow or early into next week. One of those, and quite excitingly really, is that we are, because the system works so well for getting you guys in and out of school, and because you guys have followed that protocol really well, because of how the site's set up, what we think we're able to do now is to shorten the amount of time that we're using to get children in and out of school. So at the moment we have over an hour to do that. Those of you that have been bringing children in, you will know that it works very smooth, it's very seamless. Now the children have settled, now we've checked that the system works, we think we can bring the time down to do that. And one, that's easier for you guys, hopefully, that you're not having to have that longer period of time. But also for the children, what we're finding is at the beginning part and the end of the day, it's a long period of time for them. The long amount of time where the learning is happening, but it's not of the same standard because the teachers obviously have them with dismissal. So we'd like to reduce that down for them and to make sure that we're maximising the time that we've got for learning. So you'll be receiving a text either today or early tomorrow. That will tell you what your new wave time is. It won't have changed drastically. We've tried to reduce the change to know lots of you have kind of got used to that routine. But we will be looking at entry times between 8:30 and sort of 9 to 9:10. And then the afternoons from sort of 2:30 to 2:45 through till 3:15. So we're looking at sort of a 30 to 45 minute gap. But everybody will get a text, even if your session hasn't changed. Everybody will get a text either today or tomorrow. If you haven't heard by the end of play tomorrow, please do give us a call and we'll be able to tell you what time your wave is. Okay. If that causes any problems for anybody, or if your wave time that you get creates an issue, please do just ring us and let us know. We'll all be available to answer those phone calls tomorrow. But yeah, just give us a shout and we'll see what we can work through. What will be really important, therefore, is that when we've set that in place, that we are sticking to our times as much as possible. If you do come on a gap, then that's okay. If you're slightly outside, please do use that gap. But particularly at collection time, that could create a few issues. So please do be on time if you can. The other bit is it's going to be really important that you're able to drop your children and move through quite quickly. So I'm going to ask you guys not to congregate, not to have conversations on the school grounds, and to move really quickly through and off site. Obviously, with the new guidance as well, what we're really looking at is not having groups of people meeting even outside of school either. So what we ask is that if you are going to meet up with people afterwards, that you do that sort of well away from the school entry and exit part, so everybody can get in and out nice and safely. Everybody's got a slightly different view around that. The other parts around that is if we can try and keep the same sort of people dropping off in the morning and night time. So so we haven't got 4 or 5 additional family members doing that. Again, it just helps to minimise the risk factor for us. But if somebody else is collecting from somebody who has already been given authorization, or if your child is going home on their own for it, and that's new, all we ask, as we would do normally, is for you guys to let us know in the office so that we can let the class teacher know. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to keep the children safe, because we'll have to keep them here until we ring you. So if you could do that for me, that would be really, really helpful. Other parts around that, obviously we know about the new rule of 6. Again, this is going to develop, I think, still further. Obviously we've got additional measures this week. Just a reminder, just to be kind of socially responsible. I know you guys have been brilliant with that. I know you've all observed those measures. So just again, a reminder that part of you guys doing that keeps the school open, because obviously if we don't do those things as a community, and then a case of COVID comes in, then we shut down at least one bubble and maybe multiple bubbles, which therefore creates an issue for all of us and also puts people at risk. We don't want that. You guys have always been brilliant at it, but I think it's just worth remembering that at this point in time. Also, just a reminder, I know that very few of you have been doing this, but unless you've got prior permission to use the car park, we'll ask you not to use that at the start and end of the day. Obviously, we're using the ramp for entry and exit procedures, so if you could, just not use the ramp, that'd be really helpful. A couple of other exciting bits as well. We had some funding from government, and we've been able to set up what's called an online learning platform. So we have gone for a Google approach. So we are going to be launching something called Google Classrooms. Lots of other schools use this already. Lots of our trust schools do it too. What it will mean is that we're able to set all of our learning online and also in the classroom. So the same lessons that would be in the classroom can go online. So what that means is if you're having to isolate, you can still access learning. If, for example, a bubble goes down and the teacher's well, then we'll be able to upload live lessons to that as well. We'll tell you how to do it. We're going to find out how that's all going to work. So watch this space with that one. One of the things just for you guys to bear in mind, though, is that the children will each then have an individual email address. They won't be able to use that to log into anything else. It will only be to log into the Google platform. They can't send and receive messages to anybody else. That's just how that system works. We will let you know how that works later. We'll provide that to you, we'll provide the login details, etc. I just kind of wanted to flag that for you, that's coming up. I think it'll make it really helpful when we're setting that virtual learning, make it easy for everybody to access. Hopefully we don't have to use it, but it's there if we do. Okay. Really, apart from that, oh yeah, the only thing I want to say was about symptoms. Obviously we had lots of kids coming back to school, not seeing each other for 6 months, and they were catching loads of colds and bugs and stuff. So that seems to have reduced a little bit now. Obviously, we've still got an issue with the testing, with those tests taking a long time to come back. Our advice to everybody now is if you have one of the COVID symptoms, so just a reminder what those are, it's a high temperature, a raised temperature. It's a new persistent cough, that's coughing for more than an hour. Or if you have a loss of smell or a change or loss of smell or taste, then they're your symptoms. Give the 109 coronavirus line a call, and then they'll advise you whether or not a test is required. We obviously can't do that in school as a diagnosis, but we can offer you some sort of guidance around that. There's some really good resources that we're going to put on this page, so keep an eye out for that. There's a sheet which talks about the symptoms, which again will help you to kind of make those decisions. Always better to be safe than sorry. That still remains the case, but we're getting a bit of a clearer idea about what the COVID symptoms actually manifest like at the moment, particularly in children. So do just follow those pieces of advice, really. If they've got one of the 3, call 109. If not, and you're unsure, please do give us a call and we'll be able to help you as best we can. All right. Apart from that, thank you so much for all of your help, for your ongoing support. It's been great to see so many faces. I've really enjoyed being out for that long period of time, talking to children at the start and the end of the day. We're going to continue that because it's just, honestly, it's one of the best parts of my day. It's wonderful to see you all. I'm so proud to be your head teacher. Thank you for all the positive comments and the support. As always, if there's anything else you feel we can do differently, please do just let me know. We can't promise to do everything, but we'll do what we can. It's wonderful to be a part of this community, to be able to lead this school with my fantastic team. So thank you for your support. Thank you for everything that you do. Yeah, and we'll keep these messages coming as regularly as we possibly can to update you with what's going on in school. Okay. Wishing you all a wonderful, safe weekend. Please do get in touch if there's any problems, if there's anything issues with the new waves. Look out for those text messages. And I'll catch you all soon. Thank you very much.